Good morning, angels. How are we this morning? So you join me for this morning's morning message, which is what to do when your head feels a bit foggy, how to get through. This is the message I want to talk to you about today because it's really, really important of how to manage the head, the fuzz, and still continue on, to still be in alignment, to still do all of those things you want to do when you're just not feeling it. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. As you jump on, say hello, say good morning so I can say hello to you. My name is Diana. I am an intuitive sound healer. I am a women's spiritual development and empowerment coach and leader back to life. So I don't know about you guys, but the change in weather always kind of does something to me. If this is the same for you, give me a yes in the comments. Bonus points if you give me a little weather emoji. So how do we cope when our heads are like so foggy? Good morning, Louise. Good morning, darling. Who here is feeling a bit foggy this morning? And I know mine is a bit of puppy brain. So we've got a new puppy and he's been up and he is, well, for those of you who have had puppies, they're just like having new babies, aren't they? And it's like, oh, so it's getting a whole back into the swing of those things. And all of that brings up stuff that you've got to deal with. When we're entering new things in our lives, it brings up new challenges, new thoughts, new things we have to process. And sometimes that can add to the brain fog. So what we have to do is really get clear on what it is and really harness and listen into ourselves to not get consumed by the fog, because depending on what we do with that depends on how we navigate the whole rest of our day, right? So if we want to stay in this fog, if we want to stay in this feeling, then we're going to keep attracting more and more and more of that. So what do? We have to really tune in. We have to really have that anchor into ourselves. I talked about this last night in Soul Aligned, which has just started its first night. Last night was amazing. And I talked about not every day is going to be unicorns and rainbows. It's not possible. So we really have to listen into ourselves and develop that relationship, that understanding, that flow with ourselves, that we know where we are and we know how to bring ourselves back. It's okay to feel a bit foggy. It's okay to feel a bit crap sometimes. It's how we deal with that. That is the difference. And how we deal with that is having that connection to ourselves, having that understanding and having the tools to enable us to pull ourselves out of it, because you are your own biggest resource. Tell me how you're feeling in the comments. I would love to know who's feeling a bit this morning. When the weather changes and the pressure changes, we are affected by so many different elements that we don't even know about. All these different elements around us affect us. All these different things and energies and all this stuff going on that we're not even aware of, it affects us. And the first thing we have to do is to be able to get stillness, to be able to listen, to be able to really get present within ourselves before we can then start to understand externally. Because a lot of the times we go, what is going on? What is going on? And we look externally to try and fix it. Well, actually, the first thing we have to do is to get still, to come back into center, to truly understand, to truly still, not just to listen to what we think or what we're being told, but to feel. And that is the difference. And you see my hands move around because this is energy. When I talk, when my hands come here, this is flow, this is center, this is being soul aligned, this is being in ourselves, in our being, our essence. All of this out here is external. We are more than just a physical being, and we must learn to honor that. We must get still. So how do we deal with a foggy head? Stillness, connection, listening to ourselves, developing that really beautiful relationship with ourselves that allows us to flow. How does that sit with you all? What do you think about that? Who here really struggles with the head fog? Who here really is like, the brain goes off at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and then you get so caught up in the next thing, and then the next thought triggers, and then you get caught up in the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And by the time you know it, you feel like you're on a hamster wheel and the brain keeps going round and round and round and round. So what you've got to do is come back to stillness. That's what you've got to do. That is the first thing I teach in Soul Aligned. Soul Aligned is the culmination of all the things, the tools that I use to keep myself in alignment, to bring myself to that level of understanding, that connection into my pure essence before I can then serve others. First, we must serve ourselves. So, how do we get out of the fog? Stillness, 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 connection, awareness. That is my message for you this morning. If you're watching on replay, give me a hashtag replay. Tell me how you're feeling this morning. Who's in a head fog? Who's doing good? Cool if you are. Whoop, whoop, big up your bad self. I'm a little bit slow and sluggish this morning. I need to do some more practice. I haven't had chance because of the puppy, and I'm feeling it. So I need to set aside some time when he's hopefully napping and not chewing, that I can sit and get still. So that is my gift for you this morning. Take that, please. Listen to yourself. Oh, there we are, my loves. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will speak to you later. Ta-ta.